I'm the flyest motherfucker at the kickback. Not a competition, little boy with a wrist that. Meet me in the bathroom, I don't wanna chit chat. She not a boyfriend, heard he got a six
Low.
pack. I don't got a
It's
six
really
pack.
low. It's better. A lot better. Ooh, this is weird. I'm back on here. Okay. Nope, that's not a good idea. Everyone's set up. Got the main camera here. Got the camera over there. Got that camera on La Estela Dormida. Here we go. Welcome back to the Kickback podcast, everyone. My name is Joan. It is the end of 2022. Wow. I've not been on this podcast in quite a while, and I'm the one who owns it. It's a little different. As you can see, like this whole set is different than what it used to be. I moved a lot, and I will get into that right now. This episode is going to be very, very different compared to all the other ones that I've done. You know, most of them I've been focusing on someone else, on a guest that's here, something going on in the world, a topic, something you guys would love to hear. Or at least I hope that you guys would like to hear. But this one's gonna be different. I'm gonna do this one to the best of my ability to just be natural with it. Just keep talking, telling whatever I want to tell from what I've learned this year, from what I want to take into the next year, how I've changed, how I've grown as a person, as a man. And I don't know. Like I'm listening to myself talk right now through these headphones, and it's like I'm having a conversation with myself. And in reality, that's what I kind of want it to be. A conversation with myself where I get to like jot down exactly what I've accomplished, what I want to accomplish, share it with you guys so you guys, take in consideration the fact why I look fucking crazy, if I ever do look crazy to y'all. By the way, 2 cameras. Boom, boom. One on Estela. Say what's up, Estela. I guess that's our guest for today, huh? Estela's gonna be the one listening to me. But yeah, she's there. She's chilling. That is actually my sister's cat. This year, I guess I got a cat. Luckily, I don't have to buy her the food because it's like I'm for now, temporarily. I don't know. It may be permanent. It may be temporary, but I'm taking care of my sister's cat. She has 2 cats inside, a little baby one and Taz, who can be kind of mean to this cat, Stella. And she decided to just leave her in here, and she's just been coming back over here. She knows that this is her spot, her area where she can rest, be safe, eat. So yeah, she's been here. She's been chilling. She's been cool. She's been really cool. She annoys me sometimes, but other than that, she's really cool. Cats are really cool. Hard to understand, but I feel like that's everyone. Misunderstood, right? Because there's like that huge like motive of like cats are like the biggest assholes in the world, but no. Like look at her. She's chilling. Like she's not a troublemaker, I wouldn't say. Maybe some cats are, but sorry, your cat's an asshole, but mine's the best one you can possibly meet. Sucks to suck, am I right? Anyways. We're going off track. If you guys see me, look over to my computer, which is a new laptop that I got. We'll get into that right the fuck now. But I have some notes written down, some of the stuff that I was writing, like actually just writing the like almost an essay, because I sucked at writing and I kind of wanted to get better at it. So I wrote down kind of like an intro to the topic of what I'm talking about, because I feel like once I know how to start it and I get that flow going of just like completely rambling and speaking of like what I want to talk about, I feel like I'll be okay, I feel like I can keep this conversation going with you guys and try not to go too far off topic. But I have a foundation. I wanted to learn how to build on it naturally at the moment. Bring back whatever like I forget to say, But first off, let's just start off with this. It's the end of 2022. I don't know how you guys are feeling about that. I'm excited for 2023. Always excited for a new year, right? Christmas was yesterday. Today is December 26th. It's currently 10:11 p.m. And yeah, I've been wanting to do this episode for like the past 2 weeks, but now it feels like great to do it. It feels like right because I've been wanting to, and I know how they say like there's never gonna be a perfect moment, but I don't know. I feel like there probably isn't a perfect moment, and I know that sometimes you won't get some opportunities, but if you know something feels right, it's gonna feel a lot better doing it that way. Because if you don't want to do it, this is the thing with the podcast. This podcast, I made it because I wanted to have fun and also eventually make a living off of me enjoying this and you enjoying what I do. That would be my main focus, my main motive of why I'm doing this podcast. And yeah, I wish that I could have been more consistent with this podcast, keep posting and I was on a good flow sometimes throughout this year, but a lot of things kept coming up, man. Fuck. It was just one thing after another, and that's life, man. It just all clutters up all of a sudden, and you just, some people just don't understand that sometimes. I'm over here. How come you're not posting your podcast? So now I'm the guy who stays at home doing nothing but stay in his room all day, doing who knows what, I guess. And for some people, since they're not seeing it online, I guess it's nothing. So have I really been doing nothing? I like to think that I haven't. That I haven't not been doing nothing. You know what I mean? So I've been up to something even when I'm doing nothing. I'm always up to something. There's never a moment where I'm doing nothing. If I'm thinking of something, I'm either thinking of like what I want to do next. I'm either wanting to do this and it stresses me out and blah 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 blah. You always like this, but that's just us being human. That's what I've learned this year too, is that we're like this. Like there's never a time where there's a break for anybody, and that's the thing. You can never get too comfortable. I just watched 21. If you guys haven't seen 21, I think it's on Netflix actually. But it's basically a game about blackjack, and it shows this guy who's really really smart, but he's trying to get into Harvard. And as you guys know, Harvard is like really hard to get into. It's also very very expensive. And he's like, yeah, I want to make money, but I don't know how. I have everything perfect. My grades are perfect. I'm a perfect fit for Harvard. I just don't have the money, right? And he basically goes off to Vegas and makes money, blah, blah, blah. You guys should watch out. That's all I'm about to say to that one. But in the movie, they say you should always account for variable change. And that's something that, you know how you have like a plan B? You always have a plan C, a plan D, plan E even. But I don't know. You can never be too comfortable, and that's what I've learned. Once you're comfortable, you're at a great risk. That's what I've been learning throughout this year. Cause I'll start from the beginning, okay? Let's start with like the beginning of the year, January through like March. If you guys remember last year, I was doing freaking podcasts. I was over here trying my best to just pa pa pa, and I felt good doing it. Rent had to come around, right? And I know like it's just rent, It's nothing crazy, it's nothing, but it was something that forced me to eventually have to go and get a job, like an actual job. And I started this woodshop place. It was horrible. 4 a.m. having to, and I know some of you guys may be saying like, oh, this guy's a fucking sissy back in my day. I know. But that's just not the way I would like to work. You guys can go work in a woodshop at 4 a.m., having to wake up super early, going to sleep at 8, coming home at like 3, 4. and you're just tired lifting heavy wood, cutting with crazy machines that you do not want to mess with. Sanding all day, your hands are cramped. You don't want to fucking come and just talk on a microphone for another hour and then have to go edit another video and then think of the video. There's no time for that, or at least it feels like it. There's always time for everything. It's just when everything, okay, um, when everything is all over the place and you're still trying to do something else, there's no way. It's just too cluttered, too messy. You need to clean your shit, and I couldn't clean my shit. Every time I tried to clean your shit, or every time every time that I tried to clean my shit, something else came up, and I was very close every single time. All right. So yeah, I had to work. I didn't like that job. I was like, ugh. And it was honestly just the people there. They sucked, man. So they were cool sometimes, but other than that, yeah. I was around some weird ass people, and I was like, yeah, I can't be here. So that's that. I left. I went to a camera store, and I was in there. Nothing bad. That shit was fucking easy. I sat there behind a counter all day long doing nothing. And sometimes I would even just watch a computer screen the entire time, hoping a customer would come in. And not gonna lie, from that, I loved when customers came in. I really do like talking to people. I've learned that too throughout the year. I work at Best Buy right now. At the end of the year, I decided to get my latest job as an employee seasonal at Best Buy. And I've been enjoying it because I get to talk to the customers, see what they're buying, see how they're thinking, see the way they work. There's some nasty people. There's some spoiled, emotional, crazy fucking people in this world. And there's also some amazing people too. I just wish that we would be able to see, like, I don't know, some people's bullshit, like, they feed you it, but now we're learning to accept it. Like, now they have a point to act this way, and it's okay for them to do it. I don't know. All right, we'll talk about that more right now. It's about how everyone has changed, like the perceptions on people. And I've been learning that a lot. Just, sitting there, looking at people, seeing the way they work, seeing how they act, the way they think. It's very different. But like, once you find their differences, you add them to yourself, and you're like, what do I want to be different from him, from her? This guy is spoiled. This guy has an attitude. I don't want that from him. So you study and you reflect off other people, but you're not gaining anything from them. You're getting the opposite from what you want. You know what I mean? You want to be the exact opposite and feed off the good, feed off the bad, and turn it into good. It's very different. Like, I really like this. I I was imagining how this podcast was gonna go before even recording, and it's actually going the same exact way I imagined it. It's complete silence. I'm sitting here, my cat's asleep, and I'm just talking. I can get used to this. Just being able to talk, express myself, and you guys may think I'm fucking crazy. That's what I am. Fucking crazy. You should be crazy too. Conor McGregor, he said he's lost his mind, and people give him a lot of shit. I don't care what he said. He has a point. You have to be fucking crazy. If you're seen as normal in this world, you're doing something wrong. You should be seen as fucking crazy for anything. Oh, this guy draws all day. What a fucking weirdo. No, bro. You keep drawing. Keep drawing all day long. You fucking love it. Be crazy about it. And I was crazy about this podcast. I am crazy about this podcast. I can't stop thinking about how great this will be in the future. And this is just the start. It's year 1 of the Kickback podcast, to be honest with you, where I set off on my own and I decided to take this seriously. And we've learned so much this year. I had this all torn down. in, I don't know, I want to say like July maybe. So I have my studio in a garage. All right, this garage is fucking cool. It's very big. It's very spacious. But I have my studio in here, and I like to record. I like working in here, because I don't have my own space as of right now. Eventually, I'll move and have my own house and stuff like that. But for now, I'm in here, and this is the studio space. We had this one tenant, and he was a fucking bitch. If you're watching this by any chance, I if I ever see you, I will smack you. I don't care. You deserve that at least. You deserve more than just that, dude. But basically, we had to ask him to move out. We were really nice to him too. We were like, "Hey, um, sorry to bug you, and we don't want to like harm you in any way. We don't mean this out of ill will. It's time for you to move, and it's time for us to move on too. We would like our space back, blah, 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 blah." He starts fighting. He sounds like a fucking chihuahua. No, he sounds like a pug. But yeah, he caused a lot of problems, which eventually ended up in the city being told a lie and then having the entire studio taken down because of this stupid idiot. It's so dumb the way people are so selfish sometimes. Like, what did I ever do to you? Is my question. He still calls me to this day. Police officers, if you guys are listening to this, you guys can put this down. This is exactly how this went. If there's ever something that comes up from this guy, just know, like, I am the most sane, I think, out of this household. And I'm telling you from like a sane mind, that guy had fucking problems. And at first, we were trying to help him like move out. I even said it. I'll go help you like look for a house, dude. I'll look for a room. Go online. We'll use my dad's truck. We'll help you move. Blah 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 blah. Because we're nice people. We don't want to hurt nobody. We're caring. That's the way people should be. Strong, caring, kind. People are missing that. It's scary because of that. Anyways. He caused a lot of problems. This whole studio got taken down. I had to take it down piece by piece. And I was like, fuck. Here I am on a good roll. And why this guy who means literally nothing, just some nobody, has nothing to do with me. And I have to take this down. This is the worst. I have to start all over, right? And I was like, I don't want to fucking work in the living room. I did. If you guys go back on the podcast, I did one episode with Tony Cortez in the living room, and it came out okay, but I wasn't in that mindset. I wasn't in that, like, let's do this shit. I was still fucking bummed because I'm doing everything great. Why is this not going good? Why, like, who the fuck is this guy? Yeah, anyways, I moved over there and I came over here, and here I am again, setting all this up, restarting for like the fucking fifth time. But I know that it's gonna be better than ever. I know that right now it might be like even a boring podcast for you because I'm just like rambling on. You're like, who the fuck is this guy? I'm not like trying to like complain or anything. I'm just sharing my experiences of what I've been through. And maybe some of you guys can like relate to what it feels like when you're on like a good roll, on a good flow. Everything's going great for you, and then suddenly out of nowhere, something happens and ruins it all. Life happens, just out of the fucking nowhere. And as I said before in the movie, it said, always account for variable change. And I've been slowly learning how to do that. Just in case something happens, what else could I do? And in case that fails, what else can I do? And that's why my mind's always at work. Because you can never expect the unexpected, is what I'm trying to say. And all these unexpected things that have been happening to me throughout this year, it's been taking a huge toll on my mental, on me as a person, breaking me low-key. My confidence. I'm doing great, but I'm not. You know what I mean? But now, like, here I am towards the end of the year, and I feel good. You know, I feel really good. I know that next year I'm just taking it step by step. I came into 2022 with a huge goal of like, I want to be financially free. I want to be my own boss. I want to be able to do podcasts and all this YouTube stuff for a living because I love doing it. Blah 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 blah. But I don't even know where the fuck I was going with that. But shit, I don't even know where I was going with that, to be honest with you. But yeah, I came into, okay, I remember I came into this year with all these huge goals, but at the same time, I was expecting it to be perfect, and I know that nothing is perfect, to be honest with you, and it took me a while. I'll give you an example. um, this year I've grown a lot. I grown on the podcast, even if it wasn't to my full potential, to what it was expecting it to be, but it still grew, and I had some people that like are actual like big people that I would have never expected to talk to. Um, for example, even my friend Braden, like I see that guy, I talk to him, and I see big things ahead of him. And if it wasn't for this podcast, if it wasn't for the friends and the connections that I've made throughout this year, I would have never been able to even speak to that guy, Patrick Gavia. If I hadn't reached out, if I hadn't gotten out of my comfort zone, if I hadn't been kind, I would have never been able to meet this guy. It's so easy for people to judge for you for what you do, but they never take into account what they do as well. It's very easy to judge. Um, People still think of me of as like I'm crazy because I'm here not doing much or just not showing that I'm doing much. But yeah, I've been finding my own stuff. And for example, like recently I went out with my friends. It was for Christmas dinner, and or not dinner, breakfast. And they were all like telling me their experiences of like how their life is going, college, traveling, what they're doing, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, damn, like that would be so cool. You guys you guys dress very nice. You guys have always had like really nice houses. And I've never said this. I don't think I've ever said this to like any of y'all, if you guys are watching by any chance, but like, sometimes I do have that inferiority complex compared to some of my friends, but at the same time, I've always go back to that same like ideology that I used to always like. My dad told me, I think my dad was the first one who ever told me this, and it was like, always try to be the best of the worst. Oh no, no, the best of the worst. Let me go back. My dad always told me, here I am trying to be fucking motivational and I mess up. All right, let's pretend that never happened. My dad once told me, always try to be the worst of the best people. Hang out with the most awesome, badass people that you want to be like, And I think stuff like that growing up, I always chose the right crowd to hang out with. People who were creative, people who were smart, who were disciplined, who were on their shit, doing things the right way. And like to this day, I think that's one of my biggest traits. Trying to find the right people to hang out with and also making people better in some type of way. That's at least what I try to do. And even if I'm not trying, I always seem to make an impression. I'm not trying to be cocky or anything, but it's just the way I guess I carry myself. And I tell you, I don't try to make an impression. It's just being human, It shouldn't have to be a struggle or you shouldn't have to be scared to talk to somebody, because even though they may be like the scariest person in the world, they're still human just like you, and they just don't know how to be understood. Now, there are exceptions. I'm not saying, I know one of you guys is going to be like, oh, this guy's saying everyone is okay. What, Hitler's okay? Something like that. Those are like the dumb comments that we get nowadays in social media. Social media is so scary. I swear. But yeah, I think my friends, and I sometimes wish they would understand me completely, but it's like it's okay. I don't mind if I'm not completely understood. I don't think I would ever be completely understood by everyone, and that's okay because no one fully is. You know, that's what makes us different. That's what makes us unique, and I'm missing out on so many things compared to some of my friends. And even though I may be missing out now, I don't feel as terrible as some people may think or some people may react, you know? I've been learning a lot about myself and being like a better person. And being kind is definitely one of them. It's not that I'm like jealous of my friends because I'm not. I'm not jealous of my friends. I'm happy that, they got to this and that they got some nice cards to play with. They may not like see it as much, but no, like me being from like a different, like not culture, but like what's the word, background, I guess you can say, or environment. Like I can tell you there's a big difference. There's things that my friends were blessed with that I wasn't, cards that they got that I wished I could have gotten. I talked to my dad about that the other day. He's like, it's crazy to see my dad apologize for something like that. I'm like, no, like I get it. Fucking life is hard, and the way yours happened, you know, I've matured a lot. I've looked back on the past, and some answers have come up more clearly for me, or at least I've been able to come up with my own answers for things. Um, but yeah, he told me, he's like, I'm sorry for like not giving you the best cars, blah 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 blah. And I was, yeah, I'm not really I'm not really worried about the cards that I was handed. It's just I know that if I play it smart, if I do me the way I want to be to make myself even better than anyone else, at least in my own mind, um, yes, I gotta make my own cards at this point. And I've done that a lot. People think that you'll be crazy because you think these certain ways, but no, it's just the way you work. My friends are all going to college, and I'm like, yeah, I want to go to college. Like, it's the right thing to do. All my friends are in college. They're living their lives, some across the world. They're enjoying their fancy dinners. They're enjoying their raving. They're enjoying their partying. They're enjoying their relationship, blah, 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 blah. And I'm happy for them. I freaking love that they're all doing great. I sat down with them the other day for their Christmas breakfast, and I dropped off my friend Ryan, and I was like, we're good. Everyone's good. Even if we're not, we're definitely good. We're on the right path. We're all thinking straight. We got each other. And even though we're not like super close to each other as much as before, like every time we talk, it's just we know exactly what to say to each other, which is really fucking cool. That's when you know that they're your homies, because you can't really say stuff like that to like certain people. And even if you think they're like your homies, in reality, they're gonna judge you at it. They're gonna judge you at the end of the day, after. And even if it's like the smallest judgment, a judgment is a judgment regardless. Um, so yeah, we all talked, we all caught up, and I felt good about all the conversations that we had. You know, that's what even sparked me even more to just rush home and like start recording this podcast. And here I am a day afterwards, or no, 2 days afterwards, and yeah, it was fucking cool. This podcast is gonna be great. Yeah, dude. It's just everyone's doing different things, and I don't know, maybe I don't even think of this. Maybe sometimes some people that watch me want to be doing the things that I do. And I don't take that into consideration as much, because I'm like, oof, if only you knew. It- my life's fucking crazy, dude. I don't know. I know that people have it way crazier. I'm grateful for what I have for sure. Like my life is crazy, but it's good. You know, it has its ups, it has its downs. It's balanced. It's crazy because I went into this year 2022 and I said the word of this year is gonna be balance. At this beginning of the year, I wanted to write balance somewhere on this room on like one of the walls, balance, and I think that was important. I'm a Libra. People would be like, "Oh, here we fucking go, zodiac shit," but no, like I like to think that I'm exactly that way, and I find it so crazy because no, I really am. You know, I don't like people fighting for no reason. I like it to be tranquility, to be balanced, to be not chaotic. But now, this year, I've learned that even though I don't like chaos, I do have to be prepared for it, you know? And I've been learning how to get more and more prepared for it. My friend Okeke posted on his Snapchat this podcast. I don't know from where, but he was just him listening to it. And it said meditation is a practice to get ready for death. And I was like, huh. I've been meditating. And yeah, it's very, very weird sitting there in silence. Like even now, I'm talking to myself. I'm hearing myself through my headphones. And it's like a little voice talking back to me. And when I'm meditating, I hear the voice that because I have like a guided meditation and it tells you like super powerful things. It's actually a uh, samurai guided meditation, warrior samurai guided meditation or some shit like that. But it's really nice because it just tells you these incredible things and you hear it. And if you're doing it right, it's really hard to meditate. I'm not saying that it's easy at all, but if you hear it and you really focus on just what it's saying and you sit there with nothing bugging you, you pause. The world does not exist. It's like that. The world stops. You're just there by yourself. You're there with a peace of mind and you're good. You know? It's very hard to grasp onto. I'm not saying I'm perfect at it. I've done it a couple of times already. I've been practicing a lot, but it's very, very hard to get into that state. And that's the balance thing throughout the world, or throughout this year. I mean, it's been changing my perception towards everything, to be honest with you, towards the world itself. You know, I want to be, I don't know. I was broken, I think. I don't know. Feel like I left everything. And I did, you know? I'm over here now in this place. I didn't live here last year. I did not live here. I moved here in August of last year. And here I am a year later, still trying to figure things out, but I've grown for sure. You know, I'm having these conversations with myself right now that I couldn't imagine myself having 2 years ago if I had been in the same place. I love my cousins a lot, you know. I miss them a lot too. We used to have some good times, but I don't know. I knew that I needed to do me, you know? And it wasn't like out of like oh, fuck you, I'm leaving type of thing. It was more like I can't grow. You know what I mean? I went to my tia's house for Christmas before I went to my girlfriend's house. Oh, I have a girlfriend, by the way. You know, she's very lovely. Love her a lot. She's really, really cool. Makes me better. We'll get to that right now too. But yeah, I went to my tia's house for Christmas and I saw all my mom's side of my family, and I haven't seen them in the longest of time because I just don't hang out with anybody over there. Because I'm like, I don't know, you know? And I see everybody there, and everyone's like, "Oh, look who decided to show up!" Like, "Oh, it's been a long time since I've seen you. Oh, what a miracle that you're here!" Blah 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 blah. And at first, I'm like, oh, "Here we fucking go," you know. I might, by the way, I might offend a lot of people in this podcast, and just know it's not out of offense. You know, I'm never trying to like hurt you. It's just you gotta accept my point of view on things, and then I'll be glad to hear yours. That's what people miss: communication. people hide things, people fight and argue. But like, what are you guys fighting about? You know what I mean? Why are you angry? People need to learn how to communicate, and that's what I'm doing here. I'm communicating with myself and with my audience that may or may not be here. But yeah, I saw all my friends there, all my family there, and they were all telling me the same thing. But what they also told me is like, wow, like you look different. Oh, like you've grown up. Oh, like you look so grown up. You look so different, blah blah blah. And I'm like, I don't know. There was this one time that my uncle was looking at me because I was painting Goku in the garage, in the old Kickback studio, in the blue one. If you guys go back to the channel, like the first few episodes, I was in my cousin's storage, and we fixed that place up. It looked pretty cool. I was painting Goku on the wall, and I remember I was working on it, and my Theo passed by. He looked at me, and he gave me that sense of admiration. And again, I'm just doing me. I'm just doing what I've always been doing. It's just, I don't know. But he came by. He was like, damn, mijo. It's like, I don't know. You know, you get that sense of admiration, that sense of like, wow. Like when they look up to you, but you're like not even doing it. And it felt great, you know? Like, it's not exactly like what I'm doing that's great. They're not looking at what I'm doing. They're looking at me, and they think that I'm great for just doing who I am. And that's what I kind of felt from like everybody at the Christmas party, you know? That I haven't seen them in a long time, but now that they're realizing where I'm at, and I might not be like in the best place, you know, physically, human experience type of thing. Like in my actual human state, I guess, not my spiritual side, blah blah blah. My mental's fucking great right now. But here I am in this storage figuring shit out. But I'm carrying myself very well. I'm learning a lot. And I know like once my mind starts leading my body, I know all this is gonna be fucking great. Cause I know I'm good. But I got that same sense from like everybody there. Oh, Joan, you've grown up. Oh, Joan, you look so older now. Blah 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 blah. You look great. Well, thanks. I'm having conversations with my cousins that I've never had before, because I was afraid of like, oh, they may think that I'm crazy for thinking this way. They may start doubting me, and I have been doubted by a lot of my family members a lot of times. Me and my siblings, to be honest with you, me, Monica. I don't know about Aiden and Valerie. Maybe a little bit. I think they do too, but I don't know. I always feel like this always been the feeling for me. We always stand out from everyone as like siblings, or even like by ourselves without us even trying to. And sometimes it's like you know, people snap onto it real quick. You know, they judge. Sometimes they try to hurt because they don't like that we're like a little bit, I guess, ahead in our own way. I don't know. It's just jealousy, I guess. I don't know what word I'm looking for, to be honest with you, but it's like, no. In my mind, it's like we're supposed to help each other, no? If I have my friends, I want to see them succeed as much as I want to succeed. If they succeed and I don't, then so be it. But I know that I did my best and I helped them grow as much as I could, you know? So it's like, even though I don't succeed, if they're, how do I explain it? What's the words I'm fucking looking for? By seeing my friends succeed, I succeed myself. You know what I mean? If I was even like a small part of it and I influenced it in some sort of way, I'm like, I did my job as a friend, you know? That's why I try to make these like conversations with my friends more meaningful. And I don't know. Like I even look at my family members and I'm like, they've been doing better, I guess, but like even like not my just my family, but like my cousin's family, like my, you know, branched out a little bit. It feels like they're all in the same place. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just something that I can't be in. I can't be in the same place. I'm always, moving like this. I have lost a sense of family. I said that in my tweet the other day. And it's not like, I don't know my family anymore. It's just like it's not the same, everyone's their own way. I don't have my mom, I don't have my dad, I don't have my sister. Everyone's doing their own thing. And even though I do have them there, compared to like some people who really, really don't have them anymore, I still have them and I take it for granted a little bit, but it's like how much energy do I have to fix this? It's like why I don't know. I shouldn't be the one that has to like fix things in this family. It's not my goal. And that kind of gives me a sense of comfort at the same time because it's like, it's not my responsibility. And I just need to focus on this. Because at the end of the day, all you got is you. It's very different compared to some other families. Like I was talking to my girlfriend's family and they would ask me some questions like, what do you do and your family do? What do you and your family do for Christmas? I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, they just go to my tia's house, I guess, and my dad just, I don't know, they just stay home. Everyone's in their own thing. And even if we were all together, we would still be doing our own thing. The world's like that now, to be honest with you. We're fucking, everyone's just each other's enemy now. Did I say enemy? Enemy now. And I don't know, it's just very different. How far am I into this podcast? 42 minutes. Cool, I still have a lot of time. I can keep going on forever, by the way, because I don't know where exactly my thing will go or end. But we're taking it step by step. I mean, that's exactly how I'm going to take next year. Step by step. Instead of having goals for like the entire year, I got to get through that first fucking month, How am I going to pass January if I can't? How am I going to get through the whole year if I cannot pass the first week of January? The first day of January? So I have plans for the next year. I want to do this fucking awesomeness. It's going to be great. I have big plans for this kind of stuff. And when they all like just starts going and going, hopefully nothing comes up in the road. Knock on wood for that, for real, because I want to just get started and not get interrupted. All right? I don't want anyone else's bullshit to deal with. You know what I mean? I just want to fucking do me. And like everyone says, yeah, just do it. Yeah, you do you. But it's like, then let me do me. You know what I mean? They're never going to let you. And even if they let you, they're going to be on the side saying, this guy's fucking crazy. Why is he just in his room all day? Because no one else fucking understands me. Because I'm just here in my own thought where only I understand me. And slowly, I'm getting people on my side who really do understand me. Let's start with my girlfriend. That girl understands me a lot. In the beginning, I didn't want to get in a relationship with her. And it's not because of her. It was because, like, I wasn't perfect. I like things being perfect. And I've realized more and more throughout this year that perfect doesn't really exist. And it's really hard to get detached from that word of perfect. And usually, because perfect is like what you think perfect is. You're living up to your own expectation. But how are you going to know what perfect looks like if you haven't even tried it? You know what I mean? And I figured that out. I said no to her like 4 times because it was just, I'm like, I have nothing to offer you, dog. Like, I'm here in my room trying to work on this fucking podcast because it just got destroyed. What am I supposed to do? I have a broken foot. You know what I mean? A lot of shit that was happening. I'm like, how am I supposed to get in a relationship if I'm a fucking mess? And people don't think that way anymore, And growing up, I always thought that when I grew up, I want to be married and have everything figured out first, though. I want to be able to spend on a wedding if I wanted to have a wedding and not even have to worry about, like, oh, hopefully we can afford that dress. Nah, baby. You're having the, like, most amazing dress that you will want. You know, like you want it, let's get it. It's our big day. That's the type of energy that I like. And it maybe that perfectionism one more time, once again, of like me wanting things to be perfect. And perfect will just come sometimes. You won't be planned for it. But if I can get as close to perfect, I think that would be enough, right? Like, okay, the relationship that I'm in, it's like I have to be perfect more and more and more and more every day. And people are afraid of that now. People are afraid of commitment a lot in this world as itself. It's fucking scary. And I'm not just saying to another person. People don't want to go to work. I certainly don't want to go to fucking work. Who wants to go to work? Who wants to go spend 9 hours a day getting fucking $17 an hour for a company that will literally throw you away in a blink of an eye, no matter how much effort, how much hard work you put into it? You know, luckily Best Buy, where I'm working at, is fucking awesome. You know, everyone there is amazing. Everyone's got your back. Best Buy itself has like a whole bunch of protocols, a whole bunch of rules that they make. It's really, really good. It's the way it should work. Everyone should be united. Everyone should be helping each other to make this entire place run as best as possible. And that's the way it works over there. That's why I like it. Because in the past jobs, people were like, let's just do the bare minimum and have you do everything. In the camera shop that I worked before that, like I was doing TikToks, and they weren't seeing the value that I would bring them. They weren't seeing me as an asset, and I was like, you guys don't believe in me. I'm trying my best here, but you guys, you know, I'm losing my fucking mind here, just sitting here waiting for a customer to come in, and no customers would come in sometimes. You know, I left and I was like, no, I'm not learning anything here. There's nothing that I can gain from here. And I'm sorry, you know, like no disrespect to anybody over there. They were pretty cool people to me. They always treated me nicely, but it's just, I need to always be learning something, adding to my arsenal. With my cousins, going back to that, you know, I had a lot of fun with them, but at the same time, there was nothing that I was gaining from them. And I really hope that I'm not gonna lie. I did gain a lot of things from my cousins. All right, I learned a sense of brotherhood. You know, we were always fucking homies, all of us. My cousins, our friends at the time, our squad. It was fucking. We were our own little family right there, and you know, I look back and I'm like, damn, like where would I be if I had stayed hanging out with them? You know, I would have been having a lot of fun for sure, but I wouldn't be thinking this way, and I really like the way I'm thinking right now. I feel like I've matured a lot more, and as much as I hope some people would be on that like same level, sometimes I can't really like put my all into helping them understand the way I'm thinking. Like if I'm doing a YouTube channel, then you should just be saying, "Oh, nice! Like, congrats, good for you." You know, it doesn't matter how I'm doing. Why do you live in a why do you, you know, why do you asking me some questions that it just doesn't pertain to anybody? It's just accept it for who I am or for what it is. If you're in it, you're in it. If you're not, you're not. Just sink or you either sink or you swim, you know? And I wanted to keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. You know? I've met some people that I want to gain experience and knowledge from. Patrick Gavia on his documentary film work, Braden on his wrestling and his mentality of like being a strong man. I want to be like that. Who wouldn't, you know? A lot of people aren't thinking clearly anymore of you know, how they act. It's very sad to see that, because it's like, bro, we could just be all so cool. I really don't know who watches these podcasts, to be honest with you, but I know like I don't know. I never know what to expect, and people are afraid of that too. I'm afraid of that, posting on here, because someone is gonna get offended. Everyone gets offended nowadays for everything. Today, me and my friend Okeke, we had a conversation because he posted on Twitter. He said, normalize saying good morning to everyone. I'm like, yeah, you should say good morning to everyone. Or no, he said, nobody's realizing how much a small thing as something as small as good morning can change someone's day. And it's true. There's some people who do not get anyone to talk to throughout the day. Think about that for a second. So a simple good morning is the least someone can do. Hey, good morning, how you doing? Right? It's human decency. Hey, good morning. How you doing? Good? Good. Hope you have a great day. Hope you drive safe. You know? It's a simple act of kindness, caring. And someone commented that good morning texts are cringy. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's a good morning text. Like, it's sad to see that people are even fighting against good morning now. It's just people are fighting for everything but the reasons that actually fucking matter. You know? The stupidest shit in the world. Like, I feel like everyone just needs to do them, but also help each other. Because you can't do it alone. As much as you could try to do it by yourself, you're not going to do it alone. You need to learn how to educate yourself, how to find the right people, the right leaders that you want to learn from. Because there, you can hang out with the wrong crowd right away and you'll go straight downhill. I don't know where I'm going with this again. But yeah. It's just, it's sad to see the world not the way it was. You know? The world was so much cooler, I feel like, back then. But now, here we are at the end of 22. I feel like 2022 was the weirdest fucking year in the world. It was like everyone started, after quarantine, it has been weird, to be honest with you. The world is just different after that. Everyone was sheltered. Everyone was in their rooms all day, getting fed whatever the fuck they wanted to, because it was just on their phone. Could you imagine? Dude, we're human. We're human beings. We like to explore. We like to pass our limits. We like to do things. We built fucking skyscrapers back then with nothing. Like, it makes no sense, the things that we've made. And now nobody wants to do anything. And it's okay if you don't want to do anything, apparently. In reality, it's not. Okay, let's think about this. Do you guys really think that it's okay to sit on a couch every single day, watch TV or play video games every single day, smoke weed and smoke vape all day long every single day, and not do anything for the rest of your life? Or every single day? No. And that's exactly what we were doing in quarantine, right? We were all just in our rooms, feeding off of fucking vapes, doing, wasting ourselves. And now here we are, the world is calling us back, telling us to wake the fuck up, and we just don't want to do it because you're fighting against it. Like, no. You're fighting against being better. Is what I've been noticing a lot. Going back to like me becoming a better man. I know, even this is going to give me a lot of controversy, and honestly, I'm looking forward to it. I don't fucking mind, because I feel good with what I'm saying. I say good intentions of what I say right now. There's no hate to anyone. And matter of fact, it's supposed to make people feel better. It's supposed to, I wouldn't say motivate people, but at least influence you a little bit. And that's what this platform's about. And I'm kind of like, putting puzzle pieces together that I have so much power, even though I don't have power. I have so much power doing this, speaking my mind. And even though it's a mess and we go through different paths, I'll get better at it. But I can speak through you guys here, and that's a scary part because you can't do that nowadays. People think they're super free, but in reality, I don't know. I don't see a freedom. You can't do anything. If you don't go to work, you're fucking done. How are you gonna pay rent? How are you gonna feed yourself? Oh, you got a family? How are you gonna take care of them? Oh, I'm free. I get to go to college. No, you don't, kid. You gotta pay like $200,000 at the end of that. You're not free. Oh, there's always something behind it. And we've learned to accept it. It's okay to not be free. And if you say something otherwise, you're wrong and you're fucking canceled and no one wants to talk to you ever again. And I've been thinking about like a lot of like masculine, I guess, traits. I wouldn't even say, yeah, masculine. Being strong, being humble, being kind, being loving, being I posted this on my story. It was a Buddhist, and he was saying that you need to get the good side in your heart and the evil side in your hand, right? Because if you have good in your heart, you get to control what you do with that evil in your hands, right? So it's basically saying you can be this huge, strong, scary beast, but you have to have some fucking control. There's a lot of things in this world that are out of people's control. People are losing control, That's why there's so many families that are... I'm 21 years old, There's people that are like 50 years old that still to this day don't get it. I had a customer the other day at Best Buy, and they were like, oh, I recently got divorced. Do you think you can change my last name? I'm like, you're like 80 years old. How are you getting divorced at 80 years old? And I heard her talking to, I don't know, somebody that was with her, and they were like, yeah, just me all alone. Because I asked her, like, what are you doing for Christmas? Blah, blah, blah. She said, all alone at home, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, man, why is it okay? Why does everyone want to be alone? That's something I said to Ogeka too. If people keep up fighting against things that they seem to not fit their needs, or like they want to just fight against, they're gonna end up alone. And I've seen it a lot. I see it with my family members too. Like, if you keep pushing everything away, if you keep mistreating people, if you keep doing things that you're not supposed to be doing, eventually, one day, you're going to end up alone. And in reality, people aren't fighting for what truly needs to be fought about. We're having a lot of people who are just speaking on pure emotion. They like, oh, you're angry. Control that shit. Don't go and act out. It's going to say a lot of controversy right here, so be prepared. If people really knew how to control their emotions, how to grow up, how to be that masculine trait. Remember how I said, for me, masculinity, it's being strong with yourself, but also being super caring to others. You know what I mean? To control your emotion. Stoicism type of thing. If you guys don't know what stoicism is, to be stoic, it means you're not showing any emotion. And some people take it too literal. I don't feel anything because I'm stoic. You sound stupid. Shut up. No, it's like you only show emotion towards things that you like. It's controlled emotion. You don't go and act out. I have some customers that at Best Buy that sometimes just start screaming, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with people? Why are you screaming in the middle of a fucking Best Buy? I'm 21 years old, and I'm never going to be screaming in the middle of a Best Buy because I can't get what I want. I'm 21 years old, and I have to tell a older person, 50, 40, not to scream in the middle of a Best Buy. Emotional boys, man. Like, wouldn't it be better? Not even speaking like feminists versus masculine, or how they say like a toxic masculinity or anything like that. And I know that like there's a whole like bandwagon like Andrew Tate and like a whole bunch of other people. And I'm not saying exactly like everything that they say is like perfect, because I know they have some shit that is you don't say. And even if it's like cancel culture and you can't say it, you just better just keeping it to yourself, you know? But like, don't you all believe that guys should be strong, should be in control of their emotions? Like, wouldn't that just make them a better person? Same with women, you know? They need to be strong too. And what people have lost is that without each other, without men and without women, like they need each other to be like happy. And I'm not saying like in a romantic way. I'm just saying in general, people need people. And if someone's out of control and everyone's saying it's okay to be out of your own control, you're only setting yourself up for danger, you know? I had this customer come in to Best Buy, and she was like, she was returning a PS5. No one returns a PS5. It's a new thing. We barely get any at Best Buy. She's like, yeah, I bought it for my son, but he's having some mental problems, you know? And I'm like, oh, really? He's like, yeah, he's just in his room all day, and he doesn't feel the best. So I thought this PS5 would kind of distract him and hopefully make him feel better. And that's the mom's part, you know? That's what moms do. They care for you. You need this here. I'm trying to give you all my love, make you feel better. That's what moms are supposed to do. That's at least what I remember moms would do. And I get it, you know? I'm like, your son's in his room all day. You said it yourself. He doesn't do anything. If you're in your room all day, you don't do anything. You don't exercise. Even exercising itself. Everyone needs to exercise. I don't care. Don't give me no excuse. Don't tell me that you don't have time to exercise. Don't tell me that it's not your thing. It's important. Your body needs to run. Your body needs to work properly. It needs to function. And you're not taking care of it. At least some push-ups a day. There's people, it's so sad to see guys my age or younger not being able to do a push-up. How do you not know how to do a push-up? I'm sorry. I'm not trying to offend you at all. It should just be more of a wake-up call. Do a little bit better, man. Just try your best. Keep going at it. If you can't do a push-up, try every day until you get one, and then get another one, and then get another one. But don't tell me that you can't do it, because I've seen some people do some crazy shit and they weren't complaining about it, you know? If you're younger than me and you cannot do a push-up, you have some serious work to do. And it's about discipline, you know? We've lost a sense of discipline. We've accepted bullshit, you know? Us staying in a room for almost half of a year and then getting fed all this like negative shit, and then everyone's just like, oh, it's okay because this and that. No, like, you control yourself. All right, I haven't gotten vaccinated. Even this might be like a big thing. A lot of friends, I feel it too. I don't go to college and I feel it for my friends or my friends' family or just adults in general, people, you know, that just judge me. Oh, you're not going to college? Oh, you haven't gotten vaccinated? Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, no. I feel fucking great. Why do I need to go take whatever the hell that is? I don't know what it is yet. I don't trust it fully. Respect my decision. If I die, then I die. Knock on wood, because I'm not dying anytime soon. I'm immortal. I'm fucking healthy. I'm sane. I'm great. I feel great. You know, I don't know what the hell they're putting into. I'm glad I stopped vaping too. Vaping was something crazy because I've learned that vaping really does increase your depression. It really does increase your anxiety. And then you're at home all day not doing anything else but sitting and fucking sitting your own thoughts that are all negative, and then with a vape in your hand, dude, you're setting yourself for fucking failure. By the way, if I stutter a lot, it's because of the headphones. I'm hearing myself like a millisecond later. Barely anything. So I might stumble across my own words twice, kind of like. But yeah, even so, like, you need to be doing stuff. You need to be learning every single day, even if it's something as small as brooming. Some people don't know how to fucking broom. Some kids don't know how to broom. Parents, go hand your kid a broom and tell them to broom. Tell them to broom the whole floor. Tell me how good of a job they do. I don't care how old they are. You'll know when they can do a better job at their age. You know? Even that says a lot. We've lost a sense of discipline. And that's something I've been getting this entire year. To be more disciplined, to want to be better, to always, you know? UFC has helped me a lot. Even through that, people will think I'm fucking crazy because I watch a lot of UFC. All you do is watch UFC all day. Yeah, I fucking do. I love it. I'm crazy about it. You call me crazy? Yes, I'm fucking crazy. You know, it's something I learned so much from these fighters. I've heard so much from their stories. I've seen the way they read each other, the way they fight. It's more than just to get to that level of where they're at, to have to fight. It's just fucking crazy, you know? And that's kind of what I want to be to. I kind of want to be there, you know? I want to be able to be super fucking strong, both mentally and physically. That if something were to come up in my way, that I could be able to somehow find a way to leverage it to my own style. Going back to the PS5 story and the lady, she told me her son was in his room all day, didn't do anything. And I'm like, when she said that out before I even returned it, I was setting it up and I was talking to her. I was like, yeah, no, this wasn't the answer. And she looked at me. She looked at me like if I was about to tell her something wrong. I'm like, video games are really fun. And I started explaining to her, try to ease the tension. Because again, communicating with somebody is super important because you got to get your point across as best as you can. Even if you're misunderstood, they'll still think about it. And they'll come up with their own answer. And that's sometimes what you want them to do. You want to leave people with something to think about so that way they can make their own conclusion. You know? Find their answer their own way. And I told the lady, yeah, no, this PS5 wasn't the right decision. And she looked at me like, and I was like, it's because video games are super fun. I'm not going to lie. I really enjoy playing video games. But if you're not doing anything, this isn't going to help. I'm like, going back to my love for like UFC and jiu-jitsu and stuff like that. I'm like, have you ever heard of jiu-jitsu? She's like, what? I'm like, jiu-jitsu. Have you ever heard of it? She's like, no. I'm like, you should take your son. You could even do it. You know, it's more of a mental exercise more than a physical one. It gives you good physical exercise for sure. But it teaches that sense of discipline of having to show up every single day to learn how to control. If you control someone else, make them do what you want them to do, you can control yourself. Let's be completely honest. What's harder, controlling yourself or controlling other people that are double your size? You know, I've gone up against some pretty bigger guys, like bigger than me, that in reality, I'm supposed to lose this fucking fight. There's no way I should be winning this fight against somebody this big. And I win. Because of that sense of discipline. And I may sound annoying to some people because I was just raised a little differently. I was raised with, my dad was a wrestler in high school. And I was raised with, we have to go to the gym to start wrestling practice. We get home, we do some push-ups, we do some sit-ups, we do some squats. We need to eat. We need to go to jiu-jitsu, blah, 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 you know? And I stopped going to jiu-jitsu. My family broke apart. And we lost that sense of discipline. You know, my dad was super disciplined. My dad had to wake up at 5 in the morning every single day to wash the fucking car, to wash his uncle's car every single day 5 a.m. I think the batteries are about to run out on that one. But yeah, he had to get up every single day, wash the car, and just so he can go to school, go to wrestling practice. Like some bullshit, you know? In reality, who wants to wake up at 5 a.m. to go wash a car that's already fucking clean because you washed it yesterday? It's clean. And it was that sense of discipline. It's like a whole um Karate Kid type of thing, wax on, wax off type thing. And we may see it as like, oh, it's bullshit. Bullshit is not doing anything. You know? It's waiting for answers to come to you. Motherfucker, you gotta figure out your own answers because ain't nobody gonna solve them for you. There's problems that everyone has. It's just you gotta fix them on yourself. I can help you, but you gotta do the work. And that's the way everything is. It's just now we're getting to that point where we want everyone to do it for us. My little cousin was sitting and oh, that battery died. I'm gonna go switch to the batteries real quick. There we go. We're back now. Battery's back on it. Different angle, I guess. It's zoomed back out, but I'm gonna crop it in a little bit more. Or I don't even fucking care. Who cares? But yeah, this next upcoming year, you know, this year, well, okay, 2022, I realized the person I wanted to become. 2023 is the year I'm going to become the person that I want to become slowly, month by month, day by day. But ultimately, I gotta do it, you know? Can't be okay with bullshit. I don't like it anymore. And I hear people say some bullshit, and I'm like, oh my God, you sound so stupid right now, you know? And I'm sorry that I feel that way. It's just, you know, you could be doing so much better. And when I was in jiu-jitsu, I was doing the drills and I was doing them right. And everyone could tell that I was doing them right because I was doing good. I was learning fast. The amount of knowledge that I gained in that 1 year of jiu-jitsu can still help me to this day. Think about that for a second. I was 12 years old learning jiu-jitsu, and to this day, I can use the knowledge to this day in real life. If someone were to get in a fight with me, I would feel like I have that little sense of confidence. Even though I'm super rusty, I haven't been training, I still have that knowledge and I know how to do things. It's just I need to be able to get to the point where I'm not afraid of doing things. And who knows, maybe I'll always be afraid, but I know that if I keep working hard, one day I'll be at least a little less afraid. You know what I mean? I'll have that. Jordan Peterson said, you know, like you need to be a beast, but you need to also have that control. No one wants to be a beast anymore. Everyone just wants to fucking, I don't know. No one wants to do anything. It's kind of harder now to find people to hang out with who have that same mentality. But you always just gotta look in the right places. And if, who knows? Even if you're not looking in the right places, if you keep doing you and doing it right, those right places will come to you. It's crazy how the world works. This year, I've been asking for things throughout this year, and they just been sitting right in front of me. Sometimes almost literally, sometimes a little bit more weird. For example, I needed money in this point this year because I quit my old job at the camera shop because nothing was going on and I had to leave. And I was like, fuck, I need money. I can't do anything. And I'm stressing. Like, fuck, please, like, I need to find something because I'm not going to make it like this. I can't focus. I can't work on my podcast. I can't work on this. And here comes this person into my life. And, you know, luckily they gave me work that I can actually practice my skills on. And they see the value of my skills. And it was set in front of me so perfectly. And I still need to make some of their videos and projects and stuff like that. You know, it's just on my end. But yeah, it's just right there in front of me. And it's just me doing me, as I said. I don't know how else to say it. I have this conversation with myself so many times already, and now that I'm like hearing this podcast, I feel like I'm just rambling now. Probably am. I'm sorry about that, but let's just go back to the story. I told her about jujitsu, and I was like, "Hey, um, have you ever thought about jujitsu?" She's like, "What's that?" I'm like, "You could even do it yourself. You just need to show up. You know, that's gonna be the hardest part for the both of you. Just show up every single day and do it and do it and do it, because your son's not gonna get any better sitting alone in his room playing a video game. I can promise you that." I'm like, it's gonna train your mind. It's gonna train your body. It's gonna help you learn a skill that you could use, and your son could use. You know? She was like, "What was it called again?" And I wrote it down for her. It's called jujitsu. You know? I feel like it's gonna help you a lot, and something that you need to add into your life. And if she's watching this, I really hope you took my advice into consideration, because for me, jiu-jitsu is such a beautiful sport, and I've told all my friends about it. I had told my same friends at the breakfast dinner about jiu-jitsu, how beautiful it is, and I hope they didn't take it for granted that I was just saying shit out of my ass. But no, it's really really nice. It teaches you so much about yourself, about people, about everything, about life. Like, even religion in itself, people hope, oh, this religion is better than that one. This religion is better than that one. It's just, no, it's not that one is better than the other. It's just one makes one better, you know? Like, this Christian man may be religious for all the right reasons. Now, the religion itself, there are some people who have fallen in the dark side of that religion. But if you're doing it for good, like, good for you, dude. If you're feeling good about it, if you're doing good, if you're helping others, if it's making you a better person, do it. Keep fucking doing it, no matter what other people think. If you're working out every single day and you feel good about it, it's doing you good, it's doing others around you good, keep fucking doing it. No matter who thinks is crazy. Who thinks you're crazy? I'm sorry. Again, I'm like hearing myself talk, so it's kind of disturbing me at the same time. Being crazy is good. Yeah. But yeah, it's been a year of growth, for real. And this next year, I really want to grow even more. I want to grow as a man, as a romantic partner, as a friend. I just want to keep growing, I love it. I like the way I'm growing. I like all the stuff I'm intaking. I like the way I think. I like the way I feel. My steamer, what's up? But I'm really hoping the world catches up. The world is so blind. The world is okay with just accepting foolishness, nonsense. Hopefully that changes. Going back to the vapes thing, vapes were banned, apparently. That all flavored vapes and all flavored like tobacco products are gonna be taken off shelves. And I feel like even that is a controversial topic, but even that is part of the plan. They wanted to destroy everyone. They wanted to destroy men. They wanted to destroy women and let loose of their control, fall into everyone else's control. The government. No, it's just there's a standard that is set by everyone now. And if you don't meet it, you're fucking wrong. Fuck you. You're a piece of shit. And I may just be, to some people, speaking out of my ass because, like, what does this kid know? But it's like, if you just listen to what the fuck I'm trying to say, instead of trying to argue back, instead of trying to, like, fight back on one little topic that I'm saying, add to the conversation. You can tell me something. I would love to hear what you have to say. Even if we have opposite opinions on things, I want to hear what you say, and I want you to hear what I say. That's the way the world should work, no? Isn't that how we make each other better? By finding different freaking hypotheses and finding an ultimate conclusion together, right? One that works, one that is great for both people. And people are missing that. People are missing that level of communication. I want to get back to that. And that's what the world needs. Ultimately, communicating, being better. I don't know where I was going with this. I've been fucking rusty off of this podcast thing. I haven't done it in the longest of time. I've been rambling all over the place. It's currently 11:29. But I mean, I'm trying my best, you know? I'm trying to get my point across clearly. All right? As best as I can, even though it's not clear whatsoever. Point is, we need to wake up. We need to be strong again, you know? You need to do things. The world's a scary, scary place. I don't know how else to describe it, but I do miss the way the old world was. And people actually thought for themselves and not the way others think. I had a conversation with my girlfriend the other day, and I was telling her I was talking to her about some topics that I would have never talked to her about because I was afraid of, being judged. But I'm like, you know what? No, I don't care if she's going to judge me for the way I'm thinking. If she doesn't think the same way that I'm thinking or doesn't accept my insight on something, then so be it. It's just she has to accept that and then find a common ground with me. That's the way relationships are supposed to work, no? It's by using your disagreements and finding an agreement in between. That's the way the world is supposed to work, no? Making deals type thing. In a marriage, that's what a deal is, no? We'll fight through thick and thin. We'll love through thick and thin, right? People just give up. In a relationship, when one person stops doing something that the other person wants them to do or expects them to do, and they don't fix that problem, they just keep doing it over and over and over again, what's going to happen? What is it, like 80% now in the US of like all marriages get divorced? It's okay to get a divorce. You were just with them. Didn't you just say you loved them? Blah, 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 blah. Hopefully I never get a divorce. I hope I never do. I don't think so. I've grown up a lot. I've known what's right, what's wrong. I've learned from my own parents' experience what's the way and what's not, And I feel like if I take those ideas or everything that I've learned with me, it's definitely going to succeed, or at least I'll know how to handle each situation. And that's the same thing with the martial arts thing, the UFC. It's not about the fighting. It's about, look how strong these guys can be. They may never even have to use this in their lives, but I may never even have to fight anybody. Who knows? If I go start training, which I will next year, I definitely want to start. Next year, I definitely want to start training MMA and learning how to fight, how to protect myself, how to feel more confident within myself, feel strong, feel brave, feel courageous, feel manly. Sorry, that was a little loud. Feel manly about it. Let me be a man. I'm trying to be strong. I'm trying to be a good person. I want my kids to be super strong. I wanted them to be super smart. I want them to be good people. And if I have no discipline or control within myself, like a lot of other people don't have, imagine their children. My little siblings are getting raised on tablets and on phones, on TikTok already. I see some of my cousins on TikTok, and I'm like, y'all shouldn't even be watching that shit. Go play. When I was 5, I wasn't playing video games. I would play every once in a while, but I was out here playing with my toys. I was out here playing with my neighbors in the apartments. It was, some people had it so much better. My friends probably have never even lived in an apartment. Some of my friends have never even lived in an apartment, like growing up. Because they had good cards to play. And I'm not complaining about that at all. I fucking loved my experience growing up in apartments where all the kids around the neighborhood wanted to play with you, you know? That you had something small, but you cherished every single thing that is there. And you really don't take it for granted. And I've had it all taken away from me over and over and over again. I'm sorry this conversation may be a little bit boring. It's more like a personal diary episode. Reflection of this year, kind of thinking of next year. I don't want to put too much thought into like the entirety of next year. Next month. That's what I'm thinking about. Next month. And I know like I could have been doing this a long time ago, but my mind, I don't know. My mind shifted a lot. Like for the better, of course. But I know that it's not even like New Year's type of thing. It just happened to be New Year's. This could have happened in fucking August. It's just my mind suddenly just clicked. You know what I mean? So I'm not just trying to say like new year, new me. This could have happened in July. This could have happened in October, where I like fully sat down with myself and started speaking about how I want to improve as a person. But I know that this mindset has been building these past few months, this past year, you know, and here I am ready to start once again this new year. Better than ever, stronger than ever, the right mindset, feel good. This next year is gonna be fucking cool. I hope you guys have a awesome New Year's. Honestly, I think I'm just gonna end it here. Sorry for the ramble, but yeah, just to summarize everything, I've learned a lot this year. A lot of things were ugly. A lot of things were nice and beautiful. The most beautiful things, have happened. I got to travel to Portland, Oregon with my girlfriend. And I didn't plan to travel. I may not have gone to Japan. I may not have gotten to 100,000 subscribers on the Kickback podcast. I may not have been as consistent as I wanted to be with everything going on. I didn't get buff as fucking hell. But I'm 21, dude. Like, I got so much time ahead of me. And that's what I'm so happy for. The time that's coming up, Because I got so much ahead of me that I get to get started on. And I'm glad that I realized all this at such a young age. So, and I'm helping my little brother trying to realize this a little bit more because he's younger than me. And the faster he learns what it really means to know about responsibility, to know about discipline, to know about what it means to be a good person. And I guess in our case, be a good man in the future. I like to think that I'm going to be the best man in the world in my own way. There's some people out there that are never going to grow up. It's really hard, but that's the thing. You got to grow up. Yeah, this next year is going to be freaking fun. I hope you guys are just as excited as I am. One step at a time. We're all going to be better. I feel like the world is changing already. I feel like the world is shifting into a better position. We're all changing our mindsets. We're all slowly exiting that stage of depression and anxiety and that sense of getting control back in ourselves. For making decisions for ourselves and also making each other stronger, not as just by ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So even though we're improving ourselves, we're going to be improving everyone else. Have a great day. I'll see you guys later. Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy New Year. I guess that's going to be it. Follow us on all of our social media. Kickback Podcast. Kickback_podcast on Instagram and on TikTok. Follow us over on YouTube. Follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all of those stations and stuff like that. Again, merch is coming out soon. I'll catch you guys all next time. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Let's get ready for this new year. Let's get better. Let's be fucking beasts. All of us. Control yourselves. Make it a great day or not. The choice is yours. I said like 3 goodbyes in like the past 10 minutes. Okay, now for real. Goodbye.